Turin is one of the best Erasmus destinations and also one of the most popular ones. It receives thousands of international students every year. If this is your Erasmus destination, or at least you're considering it, I'm Carolina from Erasmus Play, and in this video I will tell you everything you need to know to prepare your mobility in Turin. And the very first thing that you have to do is to look for accommodation, and more in Italy. And I will never get tired of saying it, but in Italy they have a huge problem with finding accommodation, especially for students. And if you can find yourself a place to drop dead, then you already succeed in life. So look for accommodation well in advance. And at this point, if you're wondering if it's better to live in shared apartment or student residence, well, that's on you, but you should know that most students choose to live in shared apartments. But if you still prefer to stay in a student residence, you should know that in Turin there's a few, both public and private. But in any case, we recommend you to be very careful with deadlines. There are very few spots and the demand is quite high. The most popular residence is 𝒐𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅 Turin, but there are other options such as Campus San Paolo and Campus Torino Regio Parco. If you are going to stay in a shared apartment and you're wondering which areas are the best to live, most of the Erasmus students live in neighborhoods such as Quadrilatero, Crocetta and San Salvario. There you will be close to everything, close to the city center, bars, restaurants, discos, and everything that make us Erasmus students happy. The universities like Polytechnics of Turin or University of Turin are also close to these neighborhoods, but although the campuses are located in these neighborhoods, you need to check exactly where your faculty is, because for example, the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine is located in Grugliasco, which is a quite distant area, quite far from the city center. So in this case, we recommend you to look for accommodation in the middle. That is not that far away from the city center, but neither from your faculty, and well connected with public transport above all. But of course, it's not always possible to live in the area where you planned, and much less in Italy. But don't worry, because there are other areas such as Lignotto or Nizza Millefonti that also are very well connected with the rest of the city. And another thing, although Turin is very safe, we recommend you to avoid areas of Barriera di Milano. And another point of our Erasmus guide is the gastronomy. The gastronomy in Turin is very well known for its delicious and varied culinary offer. Turin is the capital of Piedmont, which is known for its traditional and rich gastronomy. These are the dishes that you cannot leave Italy without trying. Risotto alla piemontese. This is a creamy risotto, prepared with fontina cheese and saffron that gives it characteristic yellow color. Tagliatelle al tartufo is a kind of fresh pasta similar to tagliatelle, and in Turin is often served with truffle sauce. Agnolotti al pin. It's small pasta stuffed with meat or vegetables, served with butter and sage or meat sauce. And moving on to beverages, you should try the Barolo wine, which is one of the most prestigious wines in Italy, but you can also try the local wines as Berbera and Nebbiolo. There's also the Turinese coffee, since Turin is very known for its espresso and for being the birthplace of the 𝒑𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, which is a hot drink made of chocolate, coffee and whipped cream. And how can we not talk about gelato? And here we can only advise you to look for local gelaterias to taste an authentic flavor with authentic Italian gelato. And the party is another point of our guide that could not be missing. Everyone knows that good parties are essential part of the Erasmus experience. And since Turin receives thousands of international students every year, the student atmosphere and the nightlife is incredible. Some of the clubs or discotheques that Erasmus students usually go are XO Club, Centralino Club, Milk Torino, or Azimuth, among many others. Regarding the cost of living, we cannot say that Turin is a particularly cheap city. But hey, it's always cheaper than Rome or Milano. To give you an idea, a student can spend around 700-800 euros per month in Turin, but this amount will depend on your lifestyle and the accommodation you choose for your Erasmus. A room and shared apartment in Turin usually costs about 400-450 euros per month. Our advice is to always look for accommodation well in advance because you can find more options, more offer, and probably cheaper. And one thing that is sure is that cheaper options run out very fast. As for the transport, the most advisable option is to use a transport pass. For example, in Porta Nuova, there is an office where you can get a transport pass by presenting your ID or passport and your codice fiscale. If you don't know how to apply for it, watch our other video. The monthly pass has a price around 25 or 30 euros, and with it you can use all public transport, both metro and buses. As for the places that you cannot miss in Turin, you have to know that this city is rich in history and many interesting places to see. For example, the Royal Palace of Turin, Palazzo Reale. This majestic palace was the residence of the royal family of Savoy, and today you can visit their luxurious rooms and gardens. The Piazza Castello is Turin's main square and is home to several historic buildings, including the Palazzo Reale and the Palazzo Madama. The Basilica of Superga is a Baroque church that sits atop a hill and offers a panoramic views of Turin and also the Alps, and can be reached by historic streetcar or funicular. The Molo Antoniana. This iconic building used to be a synagogue, now houses the National Museum of Cinema. There's also this panoramic elevator with spectacular views of the city. And finally, the Egyptian Museum of Turin, which is one of the largest and most prestigious museums in the world, with an impressive collection of ancient Egyptian artifacts. When it comes to traveling, you need to know that Turin is strategically located in northern Italy, which makes it an ideal place to travel very easily. The best way to travel from Turin will depend on your destination. The most effective and comfortable way is usually by train. You can take these high-speed trains like Trenitalia to reach other major cities. But another option, cheaper but slow, is usually by bus, for example with Flixbus. And if you want to travel somewhere further, you should know that there's also an airport in Turin. Some cities and places that we recommend you to visit are Milan, one of the main cities in Italy, about an hour from Turin. You can visit the famous cathedral, the Scala Theatre, and do some shopping on Via Monte Napoleone. Lake Maggiore. This beautiful lake with places such as the Stresa and the Borromean Island is about a 2-hour drive from Turin and is a perfect destination to enjoy breathtaking sceneries and water activities. Lake Como. It is another charming lake that's also a 2-hour drive from Turin and is famous for its picturesque lakeside village and natural beauty. The Italian Alps. Turin is surrounded by the Alps, so you can take day trips or longer trips to enjoy the beauty of the mountains or practice outdoor sports such as hiking and skiing. And finally, Genoa. This port city on the Ligurian coast is also about a 2-hour drive from Turin, and you can explore its old town, visit the aquarium, and enjoy Ligurian gastronomy. And finally, if you've come so far, we have some additional tips for you. First of all, apply for your European health insurance card well in advance. If you don't know how to do it, you can find our other video where we explain the process. Become a member of student associations in Turin, as they organize trips, events, and parties for international students. They also offer many discounts. And last but not least, don't forget to get your codice fiscale, as it's an essential and obligatory document for many procedures you will have to do in Italy. That will be all for today from Erasmus Play team. We hope that this video has helped you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click on the notification bell button to be always notified whenever we upload a new video. Don't forget that in the description box you can find our other social media links, and see you soon with new videos. Ciao! Assistant